Hi, my name is Linda Cirulli-Burton, and welcome to this channel named Above the Battleground ACIM. I'm sure that many of you have noticed that the world seems to truly be divided. And of course, we're talking about the ego world of duality, so in a way, it makes a lot of sense. So we've got people on one side and people on the other. And everyone seems to find disagreement in politics, economics, social, cultural. And in fact, I participated in a celebration this past weekend where everybody said, make sure you don't talk about this in front of her because blah, 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 she'll really explode with anger. So make sure you don't talk about it. And I mean, in a way, it kind of makes me laugh because it's such a very clear perspective about how the world of darkness makes sure that we stay divided, make sure we stay separate, make sure it's a, kill or be killed, win or lose, nothing gray about life inside of the world of the ego. Anyway, Above the Battleground is based on the teachings of a spiritual self-study path known as A Course in Miracles. I've been a student of A Course in Miracles for many, many years, but it's only been recently, over the last couple actually, that I really recommitted myself to this path with the understanding that if I produced videos, it would help the lessons go deeper within me and maybe be of some benefit to you as well. First, let me make a little confession. My personality is trigger happy. By that I mean I can move into defensiveness in a nanosecond. Sometimes I've thought that I lived with buttons on every piece of clothing, and all you had to do was open your mouth and you were pushing a button. So let me just say that being a student of A Course in Miracles is not necessarily easy for me. But Ken Wapnick would tell us that be normal. Everyone has opinions. Everyone has perspectives. Nobody says that because you're on a spiritual path, you can no longer offer your opinion. But the way that you do it, for the purpose that you've chosen, that means all the difference in the world. So last night, a friend said something on the phone to me that just infuriated me. And in a nanosecond, I was just all over him, condemning, judging, everything. And I have to say that this man handled me very, very well. And this morning when I got up with that, oh my gosh, what did you do? Then I knew that I will call him after this taping, actually, and let him know that I think I probably would have chosen to do the exact same thing that he's choosing to do in his situation. I mean, something. So I am well aware with the Course in Miracles that when I'm operating in my ego mind, when I'm there in the world of darkness and separation and nastiness and everything else, when I'm there, the ego always speaks first, and last night I was there and my ego spoke, quick, really quick. And I'm very aware of the fact that part of my spiritual path is grabbing that as fast as I can, knowing that I have done something or said something that can be really perceived as extremely judgmental and condemning. But what if there's a different way? And I also feel that it's important now for me to embrace this other way. So, lesson 155 tells me, I will step back and let him lead the way. Let me repeat that. I will step back and let him lead the way. Him, the Holy Spirit. Him, Jesus. Him, God. Let him lead the way. Because I can say there is this different perspective. Now, also from the text in A Course in Miracles, It says, the Holy Spirit is the perfect teacher. The ego made the world as it perceives it, but the Holy Spirit, the reinterpreter of what the ego made, sees the world as a teaching device for bringing you home. Okay, so it's normal to have opinions. Now, whether or not I say anything, that doesn't even matter. What matters is, who is my teacher? Do I go into the mind of spirit? Do I go into the mind of ego? Am I in the world of lies, or am I in the world of oneness? Where do I go to offer my opinion? Now, I am not so great when I'm in the midst of things. I just have an automatic default that always brings me trouble. I move fast, and I'm going to commend myself on that. But what if I could bypass the whole darn thing? What if instead I made the decision when the phone rang and I picked it up that I would go into the mind of God, into the mind of oneness when we spoke, compassion and kindness, and you are me and I am you. What if I was already there when you told me something that was, the typical Linda response? What if I was already there? And so what I'm learning as time goes on, if in fact I don't ask for help first, I will ask for help after. But what if I could do it first? What if instead I could go into the mind of spirit and choose and live in that space while I'm in this situation? And perhaps that is the best indicator of progress. How long, how often do I go into that mind? There are, as they say, more than one ways to skin the cat. And boy, I'm having to watch this, and learning is fascinating. Really, ultimately, learning is fascinating. So thank you for being with me, and I look forward to sharing more with you in the future.